What is up, everybody? We're doing a surprise evening session. I don't do evening sessions very often, but I was feeling pretty good, and it's not quite time for bed yet, so I figured I would jump on and do some base building tonight. So we're gonna wind down my evening with a little bit of Dune Awakening. Tomorrow we'll be back for a more serious session, but we're gonna be working on base building for the next little bit. And more importantly, this will get cut into the base building episodes will get cut into their own playlist on YouTube, covering the building of this massive base, which is going to be going all the way up this tower. So, um, I don't really have an idea of what I'm doing yet. I do have a bunch of materials saved up. I got a construction tool at the ready, and we are gonna go up top and see what we can see. Um, that is the agenda right now. Let's see here. I don't really care too much about anything other than if I can get up here top here. I gotta get up top to see what I can do, and I'm probably gonna have to build um, like construction platforms around the base of everything here. To see exactly what I'm gonna do. It's pretty simple, Red Wild. There are only 60 concurrent players on any given siege/server, so there's plenty of land space and lots of room to build. So you're not sharing a world with thousands of other players. You're sharing a world with 60 other people. That's it. All right, this is where we're going to have to get a little creative. So I'm going to go ahead and break down everything I've built so far. And we're going to start from the back. Because I know I'm going to build something from here upwards. So I want to start with this archway. We're going to change sets here. Alright. And here's where I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do quite yet. And I don't even know that I want to go to the complete edge of that yet, because I don't know what I want to put. So let's take a look here and just play around some things first. Because I don't know if I want a structure up here or not. And this has to be connected to a structure, so we'll probably build something open up here. You know, what'd be really cool is to build like an open balcony. Oh, this could be fun. Or just an open door. Two players can't build in the same area. There's no shared space. You're not understanding how this works. So there is a server, which is the world server, and then there are sieges. So think of the world server as a city, and the sieges as neighborhoods. Only 60 players can be on the same neighborhood. No one can claim the same space as my land, because I have already claimed this land. No one else can claim this land on my siege. Other people on other sieges can claim this land, but not on my siege. There are only 60 players on my siege, and dozens of square kilometers of places. So, like, there's a person over here who is building a base over on that rock. I cannot claim his section of land. That's his section of land. Down here, there's another player who has a section of land claimed down there. I can't claim that land. That's his land. Now I can go on another server and claim land over there, but not on this server. Okay, we have passageways. We have wide passageways. Rounded wall. This may be what I want. Rounded wall 2. half-rounded wall. I bet I want the half-rounded wall. Or the railing. But I bet we have to put this first. So let's start with this. How does that look? We're going to move that a little bit. And this is where I bet I'm going to need to build up first, because I need to be able to see what I'm doing here. So we're going to need to build up first. There we go. Yeah, probably up even higher. There we go. Now I can get a better idea of what I'm doing here. So let's go ahead and demolish. Okay. So I'm going to put something, and I want it to be somewhat parallel with this. And I bet I'm going to have to build out first. Something like this, maybe? Maybe. And I think I need to turn it even more that way, because it's not going to line up perfectly the way I want it to. So let's start back here. Okay. You know what I ought to do? Here's what I ought to do. Let's bring this all the way back from there, and then we can demolish. Right? I'm sort of at the edge here. I don't want to build all the way to the very edge because I want to leave a little space. Because if I decide I want to change something, and I may actually want to expand that out a little bit. It's telling me no because it wants me to put some sort of support underneath it, which I don't want to do. That gets me here, which is enough for now. Okay. I'm gonna have to put a piece here. It is a lot of fun, Howie, man. Okay. Now, I don't quite think that's centered the way I want it, but this is where I have to get tricky with things. The problem is, in order to do this, it's tricky to do this because I want to line it up with that right there, and that's a little tricky. Because to do that, this is where I wish there was a grid system, because honestly, that's not centered the way I want it. And it kind of looks okay, but not really. And this is where there's going to be a lot of trial and error until we get this right. Because I do want it centered. Okay. So I'd like to figure this out. I'm going to make it work. So essentially, I need a block right in here. And I may have to use the mouse and keyboard to get it. Oh, I don't have the other mouse. Hang on. I'm going to grab the other mouse to make this work. We got to get particular now. Alright, let me get this set up. Okay. Okay. I'm probably going to have to drop one down and then build another one on top of it. Let me... Actually, I don't have to build things. I forgot you can just sort of place things. See, that's not going to get... It needs to be more angled that way. So we can't actually do it yet. That's kind of centered. Back this up. Oh, that looks much better. Okay. However, that's probably too low down in here. So what I'm going to want to do is actually build that out. And then build this out here. And then this out here. Okay, that looks a little better. And then we'll put another one on top. Put another one on top. Wait, I don't think I built the right one. I did not build the right one. Stop! Put the wrong angle on it. Okay. Okay. Things do snap, yes, but there's no alignment tool. How do I change things on the... I don't use the mouse and keyboard very often. How do I flip it? Aha. Okay. I think that's going to give me the height I want. But we're going to need to back out and see. So let's go ahead and build that center up. And now let's check my alignment all the way back. That looks pretty good. And I'm okay with building this out with 2 blocks because this will give me a nice, thick, girthy look, which is what all the girls like. Some boys too. All right, come on now. Get on up in there. So these things snap, but there's no like alignment tool, so you have to sort of eyeball things to get it to line up the way you want, and then you can start building and they'll snap too after that. Here for the coffee and the base building. Well, I'm not drinking coffee tonight, so we're playing Dune, and I have some spiced rum. Canterbury Dukelat coming in with a gifted sub over on Twitch. Thank you very much for the support. Appreciate it. Oh, we'll sort that out during daytime. I haven't checked all the. Right now I'm just worried about building a basic structure to see if I like the structure. Once I like the structure, I'll start worrying about, oh, is it turned the right direction? Because I never pay attention to shit until I get it completed. We gotta see if I like the structure first. Oh, I definitely need to fill that one in. Alright, that should get me the basic. Now we're going to go through here and we need to focus on, and I'm pretty happy with that. That gives me a nice straight alignment, sort of, from there. And now I just need to flesh out the rest of this entire eagle eye. So we're going to do... for now... Now this whole structure is going to come up another level probably when I'm done. But first I got to build this structure out. Okay. This is where I'm going to have to build. Probably need to go like this. And then also like that. That might actually need to go over here. Canterbury says, my better half enjoys watching your stuff, and I have too. Thanks for the great content. You're welcome. Great Cattails says, I wish I could drink coffee, but I got to be to bed in a few hours. Yeah, that's why I'm not drinking coffee tonight. We're in the spice rum stage of existence, which will put us to bed eventually. Okay. I may have to end up building 2 down. Yeah, insufficient stability. I'm going to have to maybe build some pillars here. I'll get to that in a minute. gonna have to get an eyeball of this because at some point I may want to make this symmetrical. I don't know yet. Okay. I may get rid of the rounded walls here and do the... Hang on, I gotta drink some water. I'm gonna roast up here where I'm building. That's just facts. I'm gonna have to go down and fill my catch suit. I may decide it might be better to do instead of doing the angled, it might be better to do the or instead of doing the rounded, it's probably gonna be better to do the angled. This is gonna be where I play around with a lot of stuff here. However, to get it the way I want it to work, it's not going to work the way I want. How does that work? No, that's not doing what I want it to do. Insufficient stability. This is where I'm not sure what I gotta do here to make this work. Yeah, I don't like that. Then I would have to basically come out here and do this again. Oh no. How would I get that? Okay, I kind of understand that. But how do I get it to line up on the inside is the problem. Because at some point I'm going to be left with this unfilled. Says I haven't worked with these before. That gets me that, and then I would what? Need to angularly line those up? I don't like any of those. I don't like how those work. That's a big fat no. I like how these work. They looked pretty. And I can make them work in the way that I want. Come here, big fat bitch. I'm gonna have to go downstairs and get some water. I'm like roasting alive up here building. Alright. Alright, I gotta go get water. Hang on. Otherwise my character's gonna die up top here. Better fill up my leader John as well. PvP is 100% optional, correct? You do not have to participate if you do not want. And it's only related to the end game. Like, you don't have to do anything in the base game. Oh, that fubbed that up. I'm working on my Atreides base at the moment as well. Okay, now this is where I'm gonna have to build some. Let's get rid of this. I'm gonna have to build some construction platforms to be able to go up here to the side because I'm gonna have to build. I have to build like supports. And this is where I can't really see until I'm up here and I can build some support platforms. Because, like, you can take these pillars. See what I mean? Like, I gotta figure out how to get a better POV. This is when my one request would be, it would be really cool if we could get, like, that'll work. I would love a build camera. So that I could see what the hell I'm doing. Alright. Now I know I gotta build out this to match. Now this is where it told me it doesn't have sufficient stability.